As a courtesy to those around you, please turn off all cellular phones, pagers, and other mobile devices during the ceremony. We also ask that you remain quiet and seated during our speaker and graduate recognitions. If you must exit or enter during the ceremony, please use the appropriate back doors. During the procession, as faculty and graduates are ushered in, please stand until all faculty members and graduates are seated. All doors will be closed 5 minutes prior to the start of the ceremony, and guests will not be allowed to enter the auditorium until the processional is complete.
This is a song, I guess, I wrote this for an old friend of mine a few years back to just not mind his occupation in the 20th century. So he just chose to live in a fantasy world, and then I looked at him and I went, well, what the hell's wrong with that? So if this song's been able to ease your pain, ever so slightly, I'm glad I wrote it. I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew I wouldn't. So good, so good. I got you. I feel nice. The sugar is fine. I feel nice. The sugar is fine. So nice, so nice. So good!
thought that I melted, I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the crew done run out, I'll be giving it my best. This and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and then you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 love. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you want to come on? Scooch on over closer, dear, and I will label your ear. Soon the bubble will come. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. But my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and then you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find it. The sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our baby.
Oh yeah.
As a courtesy to those around you, please turn off all cellular phones, pagers, and other mobile devices during the ceremony. We also ask that you remain quiet and seated during our speaker and graduate recognitions. If you must exit or enter during the ceremony, please use the appropriate back doors. During the procession, as faculty and graduates are ushered in, please stand until all faculty members and graduates are seated. All doors will be closed 5 minutes prior to the start of the ceremony, and guests will not be allowed to enter the auditorium until the processional is complete.
Yes, sir. loves Jesus in America too. She's a good girl, is crazy about Elvis, loves horses and her boyfriend too. It's a long day, living in Racine. There's a freeway running through the yard. And I'm a bad boy, so don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart.
The President, members of the Board of Directors, the faculty, and the entire Walden community are happy to welcome you as we begin the commencement ceremony. Please stand and clear the aisles for the procession.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. Finally. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ward Ulmer. I'm the interim president at Walden University, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our 61st commencement ceremony. Commencement is a landmark event in the lives of our community, of our graduates, of their families. This is an occasion for all of us to express pride in our accomplishments. I want to thank all of you who made the trip here to Tampa to celebrate with us, but also all of you who are watching online celebrating with your families because you were not able to join us in Tampa. I know that many of you are excited today to capture today's events with your cameras. Please know that we have professional photographers who will be up front. They will take pictures of every graduate that comes across, and those pictures will be made available to every graduate. If you do take your own photos, please avoid stepping into the aisle or otherwise standing up and blocking those individuals who may be trying to see the next graduate walk across the stage. As you know, the concept of social change represents far more than Walden University's mission. It's a philosophy. It's a deep and abiding belief in all we do and all we share. I urge you to use your degree to make life better for others. Be the one who steps up to solve a problem. Be the person of character. Be a person of action and make a difference. Take your higher degree and use it for a higher purpose. This afternoon, I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge our Walden University Board of Directors, our Board of Director Chairperson, Dr. Paula Singer, and the rest of the Walden University Board. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you to the university leadership and our esteemed faculty who are in attendance. Faculty, would you please stand and be recognized? Faculty, we greatly appreciate your passion for every one of these students, every one of these graduates. Walden celebrates commencement twice a year, and this celebration is one that spans the globe. This stunning display of flags here and on your screen, it represents 94 countries. Our graduates from 94 countries celebrating this commencement with us, from Canada and Nigeria to Vietnam and Zimbabwe. I'm always so inspired when our community gets together face to face in one place. And if you look on page 12 of your commencement book, you'll notice where all of the countries of origins from all of our graduates can be found. And although commencement is a joyous and celebration or celebratory time, it's also bittersweet for many of us. As we gather today, we can't help but think about those who we've lost since our last commencement ceremony. Let's take a moment. You can find them in your commencement book, but we'd like to take a moment and have a moment of silence to acknowledge those individuals. Please join me. Now, it is a great privilege for me to introduce today's keynote speaker, teacher, education activist, and best-selling author, Erin Gruelle. Ms. Gruelle's dedication and extraordinary teaching methods have established her as a powerful innovator in education. As an inner-city high school English teacher, she worked with many low-performing, underserved children who dealt with community violence and racial hostility on a daily basis. Ms. Gruelle used the stories of Anne Frank to help these kids recognize the adversities they shared and find empowerment through writing. Through her unique instruction, Ms. Gruelle fostered a classroom culture of acceptance and diversity, and she helped her students rise above these challenges to become high school graduates, published writers, and agents of change. Collectively, they call themselves Freedom Riders, in honor of civil rights activist, the Freedom Riders. Miss Gruelle and her students captured the journey against intolerance in the New York Times best-selling book, The Freedom Writer's Diary. The Freedom Writer's Diary was brought to life in a major motion picture, Freedom Writers, starring Oscar winner Hilary Swank as Miss Gruelle. Her experience with students was also highlighted in the documentary Freedom Writers, Stories from an Undeclared War. Now as the founder of the Freedom Writers Foundation, and through her book, The Freedom Writers Diary Teacher's Guide, Miss Gruelle helps educators implement these groundbreaking lessons and this innovation in their own classrooms. She captivates audiences everywhere with her insight on harnessing passion to create change and to help these individuals realize their full potential. Please join me in welcoming Miss Erin Gruelle.
As we stare out from the stage at all of these phenomenal graduates in all of their glory, we are here to congratulate you. But we are also here to celebrate your family for their sacrifice, their support, and that spark to keep going. We're going to also thank the faculty, the board, and everyone on this stage in the Walden family who believed in you. So congratulations. I stand on this stage a testament to the power of education and the belief that ordinary beginnings can have extraordinary endings and those transformations. And my story as an educator ironically started when I too was in college. I went to college, and one day in my dorm I turned on my television and I watched this image that transfixed me. I had this hand-me-down television my family had sent me to school with rabbit ears. And on the screen, I saw this young man worlds away, standing in the middle of Tiananmen Square, China, standing in front of a tank. I didn't know his name, I didn't know his story, but as I watched and that tank got closer and closer and closer, I realized he doubled down. He wasn't gonna move. He wanted that tank to run him over for something that was bigger than himself. And in that humbling moment, I realized I had never stood up to anything or anyone. As I watched him, wondering what his story was, wondering where that journey would take him, wondering as the world watched, was there anything big enough or bold enough that would make me stand up for something, for someone or a cause? You see, I went to college thinking I would waltz into a courtroom and stand in front of a judge and jury. But watching that young man a world away, I wanted to stand up for something that was bigger. So at that moment, I decided I didn't want to walk into that courtroom. I wanted to walk into a classroom. I wanted to walk into a classroom with troubled teens and somehow, some way, give them a voice, to see them, to hear them, to encourage them that they could have that second or third chance. In my community, we just had the Los Angeles riots. Our city burned. So our state, our community, our cities, and our classrooms were on fire, metaphorically. I chose a school in the epicenter of that chaos, where my students had participated in the riots, and when their back was against the wall, they reached for a fist, they reached for a gun, or in a case of a riot, they reached for a Molotov cocktail, pushing people away rather than pulling them closer. So I realized that's the perfect community that I want to teach. I walked into Wilson High, a school district that had 97,000 kids, and my principal told me that I had the lowest 150 students, and began to rattle off stereotypes and labels. And in that very toxic teacher lounge, I thought, I want to see a paradigm shift. I want to believe that my kids can go anywhere, do anything, reinvent themselves. So I decided I wasn't going to go back into that toxic teacher's lounge, and I was going to devote myself to my students. While I may be a teacher, I also needed to be a student. I wanted to teach my students, just like that kid a world away who stood in front of a tank, to stand up, to speak up, to spark a revolution. Some of you may have seen the film they made about my students, The Freedom Writers, and in that movie there was a moment that we captured called the line game. The idea was I took everything from my classroom and I was going to encourage these students, these teenagers who were suffering in silence, to stand up. And in standing up, I could see them. And in seeing them, I would see their story. So I cleared out desks and chairs, pencil and pens, and in that moment, they could bare their soul, and we could all bear witness. The questions that brought them to that line were harrowing and heartbreaking. Questions about being homeless, seeing things that no child should ever see or experience. And with each and every question, a part of me began to break. But I realized if I can make this class, if I can make this environment safe, and we can heal, and we can be whole, then my students will emerge from this game that is anything but a game, a bit bigger, a bit bolder, and certainly better. What I realized with each and every kid standing on that line, what I saw was courage and resilience and grit and determination. And that when my kids from that point hence would fall, they'd fall forward. There would be someone in that room to catch them. That essentially family was going to be what we make, family was what we would choose, and we would become each other's brothers and sisters keepers. They emerged from that game ready to take the pain that took them to that line with a new determination that that pain would become their passion. That pain would be their purpose. That pain would give them a voice and they would no longer be silent. With pen in hand, my students began to write. They wrote what needed to be written. They were able to tell what needed to be told. And in doing so, they realized we are not alone. There are so many students just like us, students who fall and get back up. Tough times make tougher people, and we can all celebrate those strides. So I stand before you as an ordinary teacher who watched extraordinary students become the first in their families to make it, the first to graduate, not just from high school, but from college, to become storytellers that became authors, to have their story transferred from a classroom to the silver screen. And when you give someone a voice, you can no longer take that away from them. So they shout to the rafters, they raise roofs, as you are going to do when you get your diploma today, and people hear them, and people see them. When I stand on this stage and I look out into this sea of the most beautiful and brilliant graduates, I feel like I'm holding up a mirror to my Freedom Rider students, because you too have that same story, a story of grit, a story of determination, a story of taking a pain and making it a purpose, wanting the power to be seen and to be heard and to go out in the world and to make it better. Because for each and every one of you that chose this beautiful family of Walden University, you did so because you deserve that dignity. You deserve that chance. You deserve that platform for the world to watch and for the world to listen. I think we're all going to leave here today believing that ordinary beginnings can transform into extraordinary endings. Because my students were able to write a different chapter to a different story. Each and every one of you too can write a different chapter to a different story. You will leave here and you will soar because you are surrounded by love, by people who understood that you were burning the midnight oil, taking those tests, doing those exams, studying when everyone else was asleep or waking up before that rooster was about to crow. You helped your families. You sacrificed your time, your energy, and you made it. And it's going to be hard to contain those tears because those tears are like a baptism for this rebirth, this new beginning, this bigger and bolder and better you. So as an ordinary teacher, it is an honor to stand before all of your family. Your family is part of this journey, making sure that you had enough caffeine to take that course. Making sure when you had to order a pizza that they were there to feed you when you couldn't even think about eating. Making sure that they could pick you up when you felt like you'd fallen, and to realize that that fall actually moved you forward. They were part of that journey. And for those faculty members, seeing something in you that you may not have seen in yourselves, because for them, they are standing on the shoulder of giants, each and every member on this stage. So it is an honor for us to be a part of this journey. We hope that when you leave here today, that you too will stand up, you'll speak up, you'll light a spark, that the silence that you once had in your past is not going to be that cacophonous, wonderful, noisy song of the future. We want you to go and be social activists, change agents, catalysts for change, proud graduates. And don't just stop there. When my students graduated from high school and then college, they started thinking about not just that associate's degree or that bachelor's degree. It was, could I be the first in my family to get that master's or that doctoral degree? So I suspect for a lot of you, you're gonna be back here again and again and again. Because what I would love for each and every one of those young people in the audience is to look up at you and say, I look like you, I talk like you, I come from where you come from, and I wanna call you doctor. Today is the beginning of that journey, that celebration, that hooting and that hollering. And when you walk across that stage, may you soar, as I know that each and every one of us in the audience, our spirit will soar with you. We are here to watch you bear witness of that journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gruelle. You are truly an inspiration to us all. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Eric Rydell, Walden University's Provost and Chief Academic Officer. And it's my great pleasure to begin the conferral of the degrees. I ask that Walden Board of Directors member, Dr. Anita McDonald, please join me at the podium. Will the candidates for the Education Specialist degree please rise or otherwise signify your presence? Dr. McDonald, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of Walden University, I have the pleasure of presenting to you these candidates who have completed all the requirements for the degree of Education Specialist.
There's more. Candidates, upon the authority vested in the Board of Directors of Walden University by the state of Minnesota, I confer upon you the degree of Education Specialist with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. Will all candidates for a master's degree please rise or otherwise signify your presence? These include candidates for Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Information Systems Management, Master of Public Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Public Policy, Master of Science, and Master of Social Work. If you are getting a master's, you should be standing. Dr. McDonald, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of Walden University, I have the pleasure of presenting to you these candidates who have completed all of their master's degree requirements.
Well, candidates, upon the authority vested in the Board of Directors of Walden University by the state of Minnesota, I confer upon you the degrees of Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Information Systems Management, Master of Public Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Public Policy, Master of Science, and Master of Social Work. I think I got them all. Hold on. With all the rights and privileges and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, all of you.
Graduates, you may be seated. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Social Work please rise or otherwise signify your presence? Dr. McDonald, on behalf of my esteemed colleagues on the faculty of Walden University, I have the pleasure of presenting to you these candidates who have completed all of the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science and the degree of Bachelor of Social Work.
Well, candidates, it's my pleasure, upon the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of Walden University by the state of Minnesota, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science and the Bachelor of Social Work, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may be seated. Before we ask our graduates to join me on stage, I'd like to mention that you'll see a few of them wearing a teal stole with the Walden University seal. This stole represents their special affiliation as employees of Walden and the laureate family. Now let's begin individually recognizing our graduates. Will the education specialist candidates from the Richard W. Riley College of Educational Leadership please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees in recognition by your colleagues in the greater Walden community. I invite Deans Steffen and Kostner to please join me on stage.
Alyssa Frazier. Tony Johnson. Courtney Aldery. Kevin Paul Kuntz.
I now ask the Richard W. Riley College of Education and Leadership Master's candidates to please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized.
Don Juan Bennett. Mary Gardner. Lisa Long. Carrie Michelle White. Alexandra Samuel. Leticia Esquivel. Chandra McLaughlin. Roletta King McGee. Mohan Rice. Alyssa Renee Oliver. Rochelle Lindsay. Marlena Jackson. Andre Nono. Lydia Martinez. Sylvia Vargas. Safa'a Alami. Kayla Plummer Backus. Indira Cobley. Gail Ann Nordia Mota Baby. Tracy Ann Melissa Dover. Amy Briggs. Anna Rebow. Josette Leatherwood. Julene Bonner. Olawanli Lawson. Cheryl Collall. Emily Keller. Susan Lafferty. Camille Williams Ellis. Sandra Senercon Garcia. Bridget Ansani Sudor. Amanda Linzer. Ijibi Agbai. Miranda Smart. Barry Foley. Jennifer Bean Johnson. Angelica Weska. Layla Jones. Latricia Bell. Natalie Dilbert. Victoria Gordon. Audrey Carleen Ives. Della Holmes. George Camacho. Heather Terrell. Wayne Terrell. Valerie Dean. Christian Patterson. Brittany Jones. Janice Michaud. Carolyn Johnson. Monique Crosby. Tammy Irby. Janelle Lallin Edwards. Katisha J. Jackson. Betty Ann Rogers. Teresa McBain. Beatrice St. Louis Calvary.
Will the bachelor's candidates from the Richard W. Riley College of Education and Leadership please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and recognition by your colleagues and the greater Walden community.
Beatrice Webster. Lauren Lyles. Susanna Luna Aguilar.
School of Counseling, master's candidates, please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized. I invite Dean Bill Barkley to please join me on stage.
Brittany Calderon. Delitra Wells. Kelly Meese. Natalie DeMano. Kimberly F. Coffey. Kaya Hudgens Smith. Caitlin Spear. Simran Kaur Manis. Jasmine Kincaid. Linda Arroyo. Trisha Simmons. Dallery Mosby. Deborah Goodwin. Tammy Skeefstad. Anthony Namwara. Victor Padilla. Zachary Sheely. Ashley Morgan. Nikki Hamilton. M.M. Hassan. Dan Henderson. Michelle Cunningham. Lori Jean Espinosa. Christina Joy Van Arcelo. James McMurray. Petra Betterton. Carrie Nottingham. Tamara S. Bass. Veronica Corona Smith. Luciana Hoyo. Crystal Lauren Hibben. Amanda Mae Summers. Corneva Hope Robinson. Rachel Magers. Geneva O'Connor. Nancy Burke. Brandy Albright. Maria Thorson. Holly Probst. Teal Anderson. Nakia Williams. Erica Patricia Marshall. Abby Kwaneski. Shanae Tolson. Samantha Goley. Anita Momodu. Javanka Masanovic. Ashley Telchow. Dominique Battle. Enos Rady. Kenneth Anakwika.
Would the Barbara Solomon School of Social Work and Human Services Master's candidates please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized. These are graduates from the Master of Science in Human Services and Master of Social Work programs. Associate Dean Lisa Moon, please join us. I would like to mention that we have among our board of members Dr. Barbara Solomon herself, a pioneer in the field of social work.
Sarita Barnes. Kayla Lee. Jalisa Frazier. Erica Roche. Shaquita Joyner. Pamela Walker. Lexus Collins. Henry Lee Smith. Farron Pryor. Tanisha Woods. Yvonne Francis. Delisha Watson. Anna V. Welch. Bethany Seldance. Corrine Brown. Elizabeth A. Keith. Jennifer Walker. Deborah Hilson. Letitia Salter. Sharon Joy. Lourdes Kavanaugh. Ezra Glover. Solomar Zul. Tylisha Wright. Tracy Gibson. Sandra Montes de Oca. Lacole Pugh. Kenneth Palante. Ambrielle Smith. Alexis D. Barlobay. Heather Osaukisi. Noreen Wara. Janetta Gishard. Ashley Francine Cohen. Maria Barrios. Nigeria Hills. Amy Harris. Misty Strickland. Cynthia Dorsey. Alexis Page. Lori Lawhorn. Angela Marie Hamilton. Inidia Peños Grana. Dawn Maxwell. Joanne Hurley. Megan Kane. Victor Zapian. Andrea Paulette Wormley. Lori Jean Simpson. Mary Makiba Williams. Geraldine Rouse. Danielle Gilmore. Holly Simmons. Tamara Wright. Michelle Novak. Tanika Brown. Crystal Price Adams. Robin Worthington. Neka Wajikwa. Ebony Satin Moore. Nebiyu Tesfry. Kamisha Bell. Glender Flowers. Zakira Brown. Lance Diefendorfer. Amanda Gonzalez Beltran. Chauncey Brown. Asia Bailey. Esther Nihanlola.
Now I invite the Barbara Solomon School of Social Work and Human Services bachelor's candidates to please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized. These are graduates from the Human Services and Social Work programs.
Mylene Jordan. Dolores Cruz. Tiffany Muzzy. Elise Robinson. Kelsey Mosey. Irma Leticia Johnson. Judy Hebao. Bria Hatley. Selena Maria Polidor. Linda Dolores Thayer. Giselle Bartley.
Master's candidates from the School of Psychology, please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and recognition by your colleagues and the greater Walden community. Dean Garrett, will you please join us?
Ashley Williams. Melissa Neely. Felicia Davis. Ilona E. Eaton. Erica Glenn. Jill Michelle Jean. Dejan Kayla Green. Ashley Lynn Krasinski. Jessica Sternick. Pamela Williams. Victoria Majorge. Amy Winnery. Dorothy Adams. Megan Gano. Jamara Stevenson. Shalisa Ali. Jamie Boatwright. Adam Tomure. Samantha Ferrone. Rain Williams, 2 Lions. Jennifer Street. Natalie Wolf. Sarah Elizabeth Phillips. Ganiat Sandhu. Alejandra Reyes. Antonio Geronimo. Edward Esperante. Brent Little. Rashida Bello. Louisa Steffley. Milagros Guzman. Garnet Kaza. Andrea Hees. Tanika Liebert. Bernardina Espinoza. Leslie Price. Sharida Harris. Carrie Click. Melvis Asongwed. Olivia Campbell. Cassandra Barty James. Ashley James. Roxanne Caseberg. Carla Montoya. Ebony Dickerson. Tia Braz. Jennifer Vey.
And now I would like to ask the School of Psychology bachelor's candidates to please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized.
Matthew Tomasino. Sarah Hecker-Moore. Robert Kreisinger-Dark. Sharina Hicks. Dahlia Bellador. Lisa James. Trisha Parido. Alicia Lekponix. Shakini Crumbs. Christina Baker Mickens. Raquel Washington. Dominique Cardone.
And now I'd like to ask master's candidates from the School of Public Policy and Administration to join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and recognition by your colleagues and the greater Walden community.
Bridget Russell Chase. Latrice Monet Evans. Trishana Osborne. Leanne Hall. Philomen Mukalamani. Tamika Travolta. Karina Anderson. Imani McKnight. Valerie Taylor. Richard Dwayne Britt.
Will the bachelor's candidates from the School of Public Policy and Administration please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized.
Sharissa Johnson. Tion Thomas.
I would now like the School of Management Master's candidates to please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized. Dean Harlan Burilovitz, please join us.
Carolyn Ann Robert. Amy Christine Coyle. Sharia Stripling. Rose Berlinda Christian. Shamika McKinnon. Riza Lim. Mary Jane Rothmel. Francis Lopes. Jasmine D. Williams Thompson. Tanya Panino. LaQuanza Abel. Sheba Aloyas. Brooke Gowalis. Akinwale Thompson. Willie Shorter. Honore Nzambu. Iniobang Akpan. Bridget Monique Blossom Love. Jaquan Mitchell. Brandon Bradley. Tiara Russell Shaw. Jennifer Mayer. Stephanie LaKite Hall. Christine Abraham. Christopher Higgs. Kurt Benjamin. Terry Venable Bryant. Raymond D. Hughes. Genesee Edouard. Oceana Levette. LaBrittany Omoka. Whitney Sparks. Akia Small. Julie Daniels. Stacy Lyle Willis. Wayne Brown. Susan Paul. Andrea Bennett. Janae Hamilton. Idoko Emmanuel. Celicia Ali. Candy Hurlston. Lucretia McLeod. Tracy Florence Martin. Lionel Rose. Lenita McIver. Philip Tuck. Suzette Watler Galliano. Lisa Y. Givens. Mike McCrounsey. Kamal Barrett. Tegan Wellman. Lisa Marie Burke. Christopher R. Davis. David Diallo. April Walker. Amethyst Taylor. Jerica Pinson. Tekla Wanglum Ndali. Lakeisha Moy. Enrico Washington. Melanie Garbett. Alessandra Jones. Mariah Collins. Florence Okapuje. Dante DeBrow. Karis Spearman. Samita Walters. Arvin Murali. Chantrice Bird. Lucianne Lewis. Lashana O'Neill. Desiree Dixon. Nicole Anderson. Kiara Mitchner. Mehdi Babel. Gladys Awasemo. Kimoy Bailey. Sherry Jorison.
School of Management bachelor's candidates, will you please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and to be recognized?
Michelle Celestin. James George. David Allen Edward Parker. Mark Russell Ngwegig. Latoya Jackson. Pauline Persad. Luis Fernando Ventura Alvarez. Randy Mora. Daniela Del Rio Martinez. Diego Canales. Dorothy Norton. Darius Bullock. Don Goss Lloyd. Raisha Stang.
School of Information Systems and Technology master's candidates, please join me on stage for conferral of your degrees and recognition and by your colleagues in the greater Walden community.
Ahmed Al-Maki. Patrick Dubois. Freyawat Magzaga. Ikuya Folly. Randy Love. Ambrose Sarti. Elia Castro. Maria Carmen Salinas. Derek Fuller. Willie Fountain. Calvin Purett.
And now I ask bachelor's candidates from the School of Information Systems and Technology to join me on stage.
William Derrer. Anthony Ellison. Edwin Wooney Asa. Emma Lee Frennett. Ronald Burnell Garner. Kenneth Maxwell. Jeffrey Charles Martin.
I'd now like to ask School of Health Sciences master's candidates to join me on stage for conferral of your degrees. I would also like to ask Dean Jorg Westerman to join me in recognizing these graduates.
Pauline Hayes. Patsy Lindawood. Alondria Lundy. Sierra Nevels. Corinne Acevedo. Giannina Perez. Aliyah San. Alondria Booker. Stella Donald Scott. Brian Hart. Oyabempe Oyenjedi. Teresa Jarvis. Carshandra Bynum. Eric Narzirio. Charles Kofi Yuba. Heather Phillips Richards. Alexis Purcell. Dejanelle McCree. Raven Gaston. Cassandra Berthia. Winifred Adazi. Brandy Copeling. Carla King. Yvonne Burnett. Nirav Ankalaswaria. Chukuma Clifton Chijoke. Tamika Medya. Kristen Knight Maynard. Cindy Broughton. Oluye Briggs. Ogusakin Molamajai. Juanisha Brown. Shanavi Anbal. Valerie Amaris Harrison. Melanie Gibson. Randy Trapp. Rila Kasina Kagarzi. Marielle Hickson. Patrick Ochila. Marcel Shepard. Dorothy Holt. Ayodele Ario. Opeyemi Emmanuel. Camille Canty. Sulaimi Val Blas. Yossi Prophet. Olga Diwa. Femi Abdulumi. Sam Wheel Munbo. Narvel Delabriere. Sonia J. Spencer. Nemdi Efemediki. Uluchi Okpa. Nadesi Jean Side. Jolorine Gilroy. Shola Williams. Marilyn M.B. Fagoshi. Lillian Nakuna. Nakia Allen Brannan. Adedian Abediwe. Olokalhasun Adelmaola Ilori.
And now will the School of Health Sciences bachelor's candidates join me on stage for conferral of your degrees.
Joanna Patrice Johnson. Janice Denise Young. Charisse Kindle. Danya Allen. Noreen Holmes. Velma Xavier. Melissa Ruelas. Angela Lavette Lambert. Ravonda Harrison. Catherine Moody. Stephanie Popper. Faram Weary. Mizalu Malila. Patience Amy Azuna. And in my hand is the last card, Jasmine Landa.
Graduates, please stand. as scholars and practitioners who have received specialist, master's, and bachelor's degrees. You may now grasp your tassel and move them to the left side as a symbol of your achievement. Congratulations. Your degree is the culmination of perseverance and hard work. It's been a rewarding journey, but not an easy one. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished. As of today, you are now members of the Walden University Alumni Network of 132,000 people. But we can't forget another group who may be here with us or around the world celebrating your accomplishments. Your parents who are glowing with pride over your latest achievements. Your aunts, uncles, relatives, and friends who offered a helping hand when you needed it most, or reminded you to relax and recharge your batteries for the next challenge. Or how about your spouses and your partners? They took on more of the burdens of everyday life so that they could clear a path for you. And finally, your children. They saw the hard work. They witnessed the dedication, and you are an example and an inspiration to each of them, and they believe in you. So all of these people have supported you through your journey, and they've served as your rocks, as your cheerleaders. Graduates, whether you're in this room with us or whether you're watching online anywhere in the world, please stand and turn toward your loved ones and give them a round of applause. After years and years of research and writing and discussion boards debate and many long late nights studying, you now move into the next phase of your life. I hope you'll take what you learned with us at Walden University and use it not to better only your own life, but the communities and the lives around you, where you serve. That's what we mean at Walden when we say we affect positive social change. This will now conclude Walden's 61st commencement ceremony. Thank you all for being a part of this milestone celebration. Please remain in place until all graduates have left the auditorium. Grand Marshal Laura Siaya, please lead us. Congratulations again to every new graduate.
1.7. Left? Oh, no, it's on the right side. Oh, I thought it was left. You see? Oh, I got it. Oh, okay, cool. Right. I was looking on the bottom. Take that. See. Who's been WSPG 95.1?
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Come on and celebrate tonight. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Let's celebrate. Celebrate good times, come on. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time.